25 Hall, you're cleared into the tracks. Work on.
I started flying at a very young age with my father, doing general aviation, towing gliders, gliding as well, and even flying ultralights and hang gliders as a teenager. But my dream was to become a military fighter pilot. I graduated as top of my class and was sent to fly the F-18, which is stage one of my dream. Flying the F-18, I also wanted to go to our version of Top Gun. In the Royal Australian Air Force, that's called Fighter Combat Instructor. And I was selected to go on that course and was able to top that course as well, which led to me being an instructor at our own Top Gun school, which then led to me being sent to America on an exchange program to fly in the United States Air Force, flying the F-15E Strike Eagle in North Carolina. And I did that for 3 years, including combat during Operation Iraqi Freedom, and then back to the Royal Australian Air Force from 2005 to 2009, at which point I resigned as a wing commander, the equivalent of a lieutenant colonel. I actually got my aerobatic rating when I was a teenager before I joined the Air Force, but I didn't start competing in aerobatics until I was actually in America on that exchange program. I love competition. Competition is how you measure yourself, it's how you improve yourself, comparing your own results to other people's results and knowing where you can fix things. So I started the competition scene in America, came back to Australia with a Giles 202, which actually had a Hartzell claw prop on it, and competing in that led to me going to a Red Bull air race in Perth, watching that and thinking, wow, that's something I actually want to do. One of the things I love about Hartzell, it's not just their propellers, it's the company itself. One of their mottos is built on honour. And I joined the Air Force as a teenager, and I've had honour in my life that entire time. That's part of the core of me. And I truly believe the company of Hartzell is built on honour. There's a long, reliable history there. It's family based, and they stand 100% behind their product and their customers. Life was pretty good 2009 and 10. I was out there racing planes, but Red Bull decided to pause the racing for a couple of years to improve the safety mechanisms that were in the race, raising the height of the pylons and changing a few of the rules. So between that 2011 and 13, there was no racing, but I decided to go ahead and buy my extra 300L and start doing experiences for people to get in the plane with me and see what it's like to perform both the aerobatic manoeuvres but also the racing manoeuvres. When the racing came back in 2014, we set the team up to just get very, very good at doing what I call the ordinary extraordinarily well. The results in 2014 were consistent, middle of the field. But in 2015, we raced for the World Championship and came in second behind Paul Bonham by only a matter of points from the very last race. And people said, what did you do to make that quantum leap into second place? And the answer is, we just learnt to trust our equipment, we learnt to trust our procedures and our systems, and let the results take care of themselves. We did that again in 2016, and once again we came second in the World Championship. In 2017, we rebuilt the team with a new aircraft, our Edge, and new team members, and came back strong in 2018, but once again with a second place.
This looks good for Matt Hall into the chicane. It's quick, it's slick. Fastest time of the day so far.
2019 though, by being consistent and keeping the focus and keeping the motivation and making sure we're not worrying about results and making sure we're worrying about the performance at the moment, we were able to come through as the Red Bull Air Race World Champions.
Matt Hall is the champion! Finally, Australia lift the title!
I'd already been using the Hartzell Claw on my Giles 202 aircraft, And when I started air racing, you actually had a choice of manufacturers that you could use. And I instantaneously went to the Hartzell Claw because I knew the reliability was there, the safety was there, its strength was amazing. And if you lose oil pressure or any of those things happen, it's got the counterweighted systems that will make sure you don't blow your engine up. We're pushing our engines to the limit. The last thing you want is an unreliable propeller that blows the engine up.
Matt Hall goes to the top of the table for Australia. Matt Hall sets the new track record.
I ended up racing all my years, all the way through to becoming the world champion with the Hartzell Claw. So we were talking with Hartzell going, I'd love to put a Hartzell on the Extra. And they said, well, we've actually just approved the Extra 300L. Do you want one? Obviously, the answer is yes.
Ever since we put the Talon on, we've really noticed the increased performance. It's smoother, it's faster, it's got a better upline, it goes forever, takeoff performance, everything. Just a fantastic prop to be hanging off our Extra 300L.
The performance I'm now getting out of my Extra 300L, it's becoming comparable to my single-seat race planes just by putting this Talon prop on it.